Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Hey, Chris, how you doing, buddy? Okay, I think some of you know, or most of you know, I'm starting a little bit early today. I'm having a go at one of these $250,000 accounts. I only say doing now. We had a little bit of a rally yesterday, didn't we? So I actually passed one yesterday. I had one which I was planning to use today, and we had a bit of a rally. I caught some on that one and some on that one, and managed to pass one. So I've already passed one. So I've got another one down here. So if just in case anybody doesn't know how to do this, I'll show you quickly on the... Now, this is a straightforward gamble. It may work, it may not, but for $16, it's worth a go. So let's just make this a bit smaller. So what I've done is I've set mine 27 contracts, and I've set it at... I thought I sold it at 50 ticks. I've set it at 50 ticks. So if I click buy, let's say the market, that gives me... in fact, there's a little bit more than I need there. Let's reduce that at top. So let's set that at 48. See how that works. So if I click buy there, 16.2, probably a little bit more actually.
Order filled.
So let's set it at 49 ticks. See how that works. I like to give it a little bit more just in case. There's an extra 500 there. So Karina, how you doing? How you doing? You can do this. I actually passed one earlier. Well, last night actually. So as you can see, it's at the top there. So I thought I'd just have a go at this just for a bit of fun. It's only $16. Okay, that gives me a little bit extra, because if it's moving that fast, sometimes it pushes through and you're a little bit short. So what I've done, I've given that 49 ticks. As long as that's higher, it'll let you draw down way before it hits that anyway. But I'm going for 49 ticks there. So in case anyone doesn't know how to do this, if you wanted to have a go at it, so you right click and click OCO order. Then above it, you click a buy order. Below it, a sell market order. Put them in place wherever you want, just close to price. If price goes up and triggers your buy, it cancels your short, and vice versa. And then hopefully the plan is, now if you want to shut these down and you try do it again, it won't let you. It'll bring up that message. So you've got to right click. If you can see OCO up there, and deselect it and then just select it again, you'll see it highlight. And then it'll let you put more orders in. Okay,
order
so
canceled.
It's that OCO order. So let's just throw that up there. So yeah, it's a bit of fun, really. It's a bit of a gamble. I wouldn't normally pick these up, because to get profit from, you've got to have them about $6,000. But I would probably trade them at 5 contracts, because it's 2.5 times what your drawdown is ordinarily, isn't it? So I'm just checking I've got the right account here. So 22. Let me check it's the right account. 22 is the 250. Yeah, beautiful. And I've actually got one, so it's 56. I've actually got a 27 one down here somewhere. 27. Let's just check it. 49 ticks. And let's just save that. That's 26. And then 49 ticks. Okay, so this is just a gamble. It's more of a bit of fun, but for $16, I don't mind. If it works, it works. I did it with 2 accounts last week with a 50,000 account, and it worked straight away. So sometimes it'll work, sometimes it'll shoot up and come down. But if we look at the last one I did, I might have run out of days now. Yeah, I think I have. It worked anyway straight away. Sometimes it'll shoot up and down. But we've got 2 lots of news today. We've got one at 2:45 as well. So I've got another 50,000 one. I'm going to use that one there and see if we get that work. But so the 90% off and 1 day to pass finishes at midnight Eastern Standard Time tonight, and then we revert back to the 80% off. So if you want a 90% off, just make sure you get one before midnight. But if you're not mega fussed, then it goes down to 80%, which is a little more, but not a lot. It's actually double the price. But I think it's normally $30-something, isn't it? So as you can see, we're making highs here constantly. So I'm trading this news here in about 8 minutes, about 7 minutes. And then we got that flash manufacturing PMI. That's the one I think will move more. I don't know, actually. I think that's the one I did last time. So I'm going to trade that one on the 50k account. Now, I've got 16 accounts anyway, so I can only get 4 more. So, Thomas, how's you doing? What your ATM for a 50k? 50k, I go for 6.25 points at 10 contracts. 6 points is the 3,000, and then I give it an extra tick which covers fees. But if it's fast moving, I will give it an extra couple of ticks. So I'll probably go for 6.5 points, and that's a safe bet. So bearing in mind, this might not work. You know, this is purely a bit of a gamble, really. But it's a gamble that if it does work, you might get a free 250k count to add to your total. I'm not mega fussed on them, to be honest with you. I've never purchased one, but if I can get one, I passed one yesterday and it cost me $85 for the lifetime fee. So it's always useful maybe to have a couple in the bag, just for a bit of fun. So I'm going to do the 250k account on the 130 news. And the 245 news, I'm going to trade the 50k. I tend to have better luck with these than the, but it's just a bit of fun, really. You know, but it is weird, isn't it? Apex give you these offers to do in a short period of time, but yet then they're saying we want you to be consistent and you've got to follow the rules. So in one sense, they're trying to encourage you to take risks. In fact, I'm going to remove that just for now. We know we're at all-time highs. 1 minute they're encouraging you to take risks, and the next minute they're going on about consistency and all that sort of stuff. So, but anyway, it is what it is. So, I don't know how you guys got on yesterday, but I am looking now, instead of the CL, which is oil, I'm looking at the 1500 tick chart. Now, about a year, 18 months ago, volatility was extremely high, and Max suggested we go to the 3000 tick chart, which slows down the bars a little bit. So we've got the complete opposite now. Low volume, and it's very sedentary, isn't it? So for me, it makes perfect sense to speed this chart up a little bit. So I've gone down to the 1500 tick chart on the chart above my head, and you're getting 25% extra moving, 25% extra bars. And there were some trades yesterday which were much clearer. So just a quick couple, how long we got left? We got 4 minutes. Okay, so just a quick glance at this. We were coming down here. We had a nice leg down there, and there was a lovely second entry short there, nice and clear. Wasn't as clear on the 2000 tick chart. You can clearly see that 2 legs up, nice bearish bar, worked beautifully. Is there a triple test here? 1, 2, 3. I would consider that a triple test. And same again, worked beautifully. So it was a better day, I think, yesterday on the 2000 tick chart. That was another trade I took. 2 clear legs down. Same again, looking beautifully, worked a treat. So there's just that little bit more detail on here. So for me, I'm going to continue to look at this and trade this with just one of my accounts for the next week or so, and I'll see how we get on. Yeah, there was another triple test there. So there was a few trades, actually, which I tend to not say. So I'm going to set my orders up now. We've got about 3 minutes. So I'm right-clicking here, clicking OCO order. You can see it come up in green there. So I'm selecting a buy stop order up here and a sell stop order, sell stop market order down here. And what happens if it shoots up and triggers this one, it'll cancel that one and vice versa. And then hopefully the theory is if it's a strong move, it pushes up, triggers it, hits your points and takes you straight out. So I'm just going to get these close, and I'm going to put in about maybe 15 seconds before before the market opens. So I'm just going to pop these on there. But this is a bit of a gamble. It may not work. You may lose your $16. But I think you know that anyway, don't you? You pass. Yeah, I passed one yesterday, mate. We had a bit of a rally. You know, when it starts to flicker. I got some of that move, and when it went up there as well, I got a chunk of that. And I think this, what I can't remember, to be honest with you, but I was messing around with it really. There was a lot of luck involved, but it was the one I had today for today. But it started to move. You know, you sometimes will get a bit of rally. I believe that was the Nvidia, wasn't it? But I got some of it there, and the rest of it there. I think you've only got to get 12 points, which is it's not a lot really. Thanks, Chris. I mean, this is purely just a gamble. It's a bit of fun, really. It might not work, but I'm going to do the 250,000 on this news here. It's a last day for the 90% off, anyway, and I'm going to do the 50 at the 245 news and see if that works. So we've got about a minute and a half. I did pass one yesterday. I don't know if there's congratulations with order. It was a little bit of luck, really. I saw the market starting to push, and I just jumped in and tried to capture some of that. I mean, it's purely sort of gambling with a slight edge. But the trouble is, when they sell them you for $16, what do they think people are going to do with them? So only have a go at this if you're prepared to lose your account. But as they are only $16 at the moment, since it's trending and not ranging, well, it's a good question, actually, because we've got a couple of legs, so it may go up a bit and come down. So what I'll probably do is put one here and one about the same place, I think. I think it's purely hit and miss. Sometimes it'll shoot up a little bit and come down. Okay, so we've got 30 seconds now, so let's put this... bearing in mind there's quite a few points missing. I'm just going to put it under there, and I'm going to put that one there. Now, it could completely screw you, so only have a go at this if you're prepared to lose the account. A bit closer. It may not absolutely do nothing. I'll put this a bit closer. Now, it's typically gone bloody orange, isn't it? That's a bit of an anticlimax. I don't think this is going to work. Unemployment claims. Okay, I'm cancelling this.
Order cancelled.
I'm cancelling this. Sometimes you won't get no news. Okay, so that's fine. The 245 news. Now that one does move. I'm surprised. That's absolutely nothing there, is it? A bit of an anticlimax. I don't know about not much movement, mate. It's hardly breathed, is it? Yeah, sometimes it doesn't. So the next one is the 245. So we got an hour, and so what I'm going to do is leave the stream going, and I'm going to come back in about 45 minutes because I'm not sitting here through all this. It's real slow, but I'm going to leave that there, and what I might do is do the 50 on the account above me, and have a go at them both, just for a bit of fun. So if you guys want to sit and chat amongst yourselves, then I'll just leave it at that. But I'll just put what time will we say? Let's call it 9:15 Eastern. 9:15 EST. Yeah, that was a bit of an anticlimax, wasn't it? Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. I'll leave the stream going. I might as well. That way, if you guys want to chat amongst yourselves, you can. Let's make that a little larger. Okay, let's put that there. Let's just leave it in the middle. I don't think it's going to move much in all fairness. So I've got 2 to have a go at now. So even if one works and the other one doesn't. So just keep it in mind, the 90% ends tonight. I think it's midnight Eastern time. And then we revert back to the 80%. So it's not a massive difference. I mean, it's twice the price, but it goes from $16 to $33 or something. So it's don't just go buying them willy-nilly. So I'm going to leave that there, and I'll be back in around about 40 minutes. So I'll just leave the stream going so you guys can chat amongst yourself if you so desire. You wait until 9:40. Yes, mate. So I'll come back at 1:15, and I'll trade the news at 1:45. Now, last time that flash manufacturing PMI, that was a big mover last time. So it's hard to remember, isn't it? Because generally we avoid the news, so I like to know when the news is, but I don't pay too much attention to what it does. But let me just check all orders are shut. So yeah, what I'm going to do is just trade the other one. So that's 22, and this one is 21, and I'm just going to trade the one up top at the 10 contracts. And how many points is that? So 6 1/4, that's 24, so 25, 26. So I'm going to give that 26 ticks. Is that right? 6 ticks. 4, 8. 6, is that right? What? It's all right, I'm having a mental breakdown here. 8, 24, 25, 26. Yeah, okay. I've gone for 26 ticks. So I'm going to trade the other evaluation, the other 50k evaluation for 10 contracts. 26, I think it's 24, isn't it? I'll just give an extra couple of ticks. One tick will cover the fees, the commission, sorry. And it's 25 ticks. 25 ticks. Yeah, there's no point in sitting here for 45 minutes because the market's just going to do nothing, is it? Okay, so that'll give me an extra couple of ticks there. Sometimes if it's quick, if it does move quick, sometimes you can get a little bit more, but so let's just save that. Okay, so this one I'm trading the 50k account. I'm going to trade them exactly the same with the OCO order. And this one. Now, if you've already got this OCO order and you've cancelled your order, as I mentioned, if you try and sell or buy, it'll bring this up. So you've got to deselect that one, right click and deselect it, and then redo it. So I'm just going to leave things like that. And I'll be back in around about 35 to 40 minutes. Okay, folks, we are back. So let's have a look. Same again, not a lot of volume. Let me just check the stream. Looks good. It does. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to trade any of my normal accounts till this news. I think Max suggests we're out 15 minutes at least before anyway. So rather than mess around setting all my accounts up and then have to change them to trade these evals, just risking a mistake. So what I'm going to do is just leave everything where it is. So in case anyone doesn't know, we made an attempt at the 1:30 news, but it did absolutely nothing. So I think it's that flash manufacturing, PMI and flash services that tend to work pretty well. I think was it last week it did. I think I passed an account pretty quickly. Now, I'm only trading them sort of carelessly, I suppose, or really realistically, like this, because they're $16 at the moment. So I've got a 250k account, which is this one here, which I'm trading 27 contracts and 49 ticks. That gives a few ticks extra just in case sometimes when it's a bit volatile, it may take a second to register. And when I've gone right on the nose, I'm still short. Really? It's funny you should say that, actually. I've done that on one. I was on one evaluation and I think it was around about minus 2,200. Hey, Tech, how you doing? I was about 2 ticks off it, Chris. And we had the news and I was sort of short and I was 2 ticks off blowing that eval and the market dropped like a stone and passed it quickly. So I was quite lucky there. Huge gap below. Yeah. So it's hard to say what happened, really. I know. See, we've now Sunak called an election on, I think it's the 4th or 6th of July in the UK. So, and we've just had, I wondered whether he would call an election after we announced that inflation was down to 2.3%, which is 0.3% above where it, in an ideal world, it would be. It is the 4th, yeah. So it's interesting. He's called an election just as we've more or less hit stability in the inflation. So that's why I think he's probably called an election now. So interesting. And I know you guys, I think you're expecting rate cuts. I mean, we're coming to the end of May. I thought you guys were expecting rate cuts. So is there rate cuts coming possibly in August? So yeah, I think it's August. What you're saying? Solution of Parliament, crazy move out. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know whether we're going to have a change or not. Do you know there's one thing I never hear politicians say. Now, when I was about 17, 18, I started doing mobile discos with a guy. My stepdad was in the army at the time. We were based over in Northern Ireland, and he had a mobile disco, and I started doing them, working for him. I'm pinning the gear around and doing mobile discos. And when I was about 21, I bought my own mobile disco. And the worst mobile discos I used to hate were weddings. What I used to call 8 to 80. So you would have kids in there saying play rave or play this modern stuff, and you'd have the older generation in there saying play Elvis, play something. It's just one of those scenarios that you were never ever going to please anybody. Does Rishi want out? I don't know, mate, to be fair. I heard him actually making a speech this morning at some workers' union. I don't know what it was. But no, a politician's job is you are never, ever going to be able to please anybody. It's about having a set of morals and following. Now, some people say, politicians are all as crooked as the next. Now, as a prime minister or a president, you're part of history. and you're going to go down in history. So it makes sense that a prime minister or president or, whatever wants to go down in history as someone that's done a good job or done good for the country. So, I think politicians personally have got an impossible job. You're just never going to please anybody. You've got to make certain cuts if the money's not there. It is difficult. It's a difficult job. But it's something you never really hear politicians saying, But I actually don't mind Rishi Sunak, or Rusty Ballsack as I call him. I don't mind him. I've got a comment here that looks like it's Eastern European in its origin. Gila Maris Bear. I've not murdered your name now. I do apologise. I can't read a word of that. I don't know if anybody else can. I'm guessing the 50-50. That's the only bit I can. So I don't know. I don't know where those comments are supposed to. Oh, is it spam? Is it okay? That makes sense. You never quite know, do you? But no, it's interesting, isn't it? I never used to like politics, but as I'm getting a bit older, it does interest me. There's kind of a buzz around it, isn't there? I know you guys and you US guys have got an election this year. I don't know when yours is. Is it August or is it September? Not sure about that. But yeah, so it's about 6 weeks for us. Just under 6 weeks. But yeah, it was interesting that they announced that just after we found out, or a few days after we found out inflation was at 2.3%, which is it's in November, is it? Okay, so it's an interesting year, but I know there was. I don't know whether Trump can stand because he's currently in court. I don't know how it works, but we had this little conversation for a minute that it would be interesting if we got Boris Johnson back and you guys ended up having Trump back in. It'd be quite a weird one, wouldn't it? But no, I don't mind politics now. I don't know a great deal about it, to be honest with you. I tend to know what's going on, but the trouble is really they asked Joe Public to vote when the majority of Joe Public have got no real idea of politics, really. So you've got one party saying this, the other party saying the complete opposite. If the so-called experts can't make their mind up, what are the likes of Joe Public? But everyone's got a right to have their say. Yeah, I think mind you, they had this vote, didn't they, to leave the EU, to leave the UK, because they wanted to remain in the EU when we had Brexit. I don't know whether Brexit. See, I don't follow politics enough to know whether Brexit's made a difference. The initial difference that seemed relevant at the time was the speed and with the urgency we managed to get the COVID vaccinations in. If we'd been part of Europe, then things would have been different. But I don't know whether it was a good idea to come out of Europe or not. I don't follow politics enough to really know the difference. But you've got one set of experts saying we should leave, another set of experts saying we should remain. If the experts can't make their mind up and they can't come to the same conclusion, what are the likes have we got? So it's weird, isn't it? But I don't even know what candidates are up for election in the US. I'm not sure whether Trump can, because I know US politics is a little different from UK. So, but no, it is interesting. I do like an election year. There is a little bit of a buzz around the place. But that 2.3% was interesting to know. I mean, I look at the prices on the shelf and they still look quite pricey to me. Has he been banned for it? Yeah, I don't know. See, Trump had this he was almost sort of two-dimensional, really, wasn't he? He had this sort of unusual way of doing things. He came over not really like a president, but a lot of people said he did good for the country. So, he's not your normal. He wasn't your normal sort of typical president. you know, he didn't come over sort of presidential, but you know, is it more about the job they do for the country or more about you come over yourself? Depends. You know. It's a fun clown show. All politics can be like that. But, you know, Trump was, I don't know a lot about politics in all fairness, but he seemed to do, a lot of people said he did a lot for the country, but I actually quite liked Obama. I liked Clinton, actually, I did. I heard Clinton speak at I think it was a Conservative Party in Brighton about maybe, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago, and I really liked how he came over. Biden, Trump, yeah. It's unusual to have someone running the most powerful nation in the world in his 80s. You know, most people in their 80s have been retired for 20 years, and half of those are in old people's homes. So, but you know, it's just one of those things, isn't it? But yeah, Trump was just he wasn't your typical presidential type of guy, was he? But you know, a lot of people said he did a lot for the country. So, you know, what little do I know. But yeah, your system's quite a bit different from the UK, isn't it? Accounts. Yeah. I don't understand politics. There's so much to it. As I say, you know, you've got half the experts saying we should do things this way, half the next bit. I don't mind Sunak, actually. I quite like David Cameron. I like Boris Johnson. I did. He was a little bit of an unusual guy. He had quite a good sense of humour. I kind of like that. But you know, sometimes I watch Prime Minister's Question Time, and it is like a bunch of schoolboys just arguing in a room, really, isn't it? But you tend to forget sometimes politicians are just human beings like the rest of us. You know, they. Crazy, isn't it? So what time are we at now? Okay, so the market opens in about 2 minutes. So what have we been doing? So it's more or less just ranging, isn't it, really? We are getting bits of moves, but let's just have a quick look on the daily. Still not showing us because we had that triple top, didn't we? But we're actually up to new highs. I did remove that highs thing earlier because it was just constantly moving up. So be interested to see what happens. So let's just have a quick look on the on the daily. Okay. Private Ryan, how you doing? What was that big bull buy yesterday? I think that was to do with the Nvidia news, wasn't it? That's what I mean sometimes. When you're trading these evaluations, quite risky. We had that initial drop, and that was a drop of about 10 or 12 points, wasn't it? So let's say the initial drop was from there. So if you went short there, just in that downward movement, if you went short there, you'd have passed both those evaluations. But sometimes it'll shoot down and then shoot up. It went down, say 17.5 points, and it went up by about 18. So sometimes it doesn't make sense. You get a big drop and then a big push up. But I believe it was the Nvidia. I'm not exactly sure why. Are you taking it? Yes, I will be, mate. Yeah. We know how low volume is at the moment, but I actually benefit. I find my trading benefits from a bit of time off. And in all fairness, I hadn't taken any time off in 3.5 years. And I had the whole of Christmas off, which was about 10, 12 days. And I actually felt a massive benefit. So, yeah, I'm going to have Monday off. I mean, volume's low enough as it is. I mean, it'll be less than that. So, and I think usually it's only up until about 1 p.m. Eastern time, isn't it? So, I don't think it's worth it. Oh, they're closed anyway. Oh, there you go. I did have a message from Ninja Trader yesterday. I didn't read it, but I knew it was aware of it. So, I mean, look at that. Market's open and look, it's just what's it done? It's done nothing. So I'm not going to bother trading any of my PA accounts until this news is up because it's in 15 minutes. And as you know, I'm going to trade a couple of evaluations and just try and just go for that big move. I'm 4 short of the 20. So when I hit 20, I'm just going to split them up into 2 lots. In fact, I may do it today, actually. I've got 16. I may do 10. And don't get me wrong, I'd love to trade all 20 in one go, but there was problems yesterday, if you know. Oh, sorry about my stream ending abruptly. I don't quite know what happened. But there was problems with Ninja Trader yesterday. You're out on it. So you've got your points, have you? Did it work? Did it, Chris? What did you need? 12 points. So if you went about... Oh, well done, mate. Well done. Oh, yeah, fantastic. Oh, well done. Well, you'd never have guessed that, would you? I mean, look at that. How steady is that? And straight in and straight out. I mean, that came down beautifully, didn't it? Oh, well done, mate. So we did absolutely nothing, and you were the only one that got in, and you passed. Well done, mate. Yeah, of course. Lovely little move down. As you were in, you might as well go for it. Good on you, mate. So I did one yesterday and passed it. Say $85 for the lifetime license, which is it's a bit of a saving that. So it's worth having one or two. You know, just trade a few more contracts on it. But definitely, yeah, worth having. I've got one. I'll be happy having another one. But I'm not too fussed either way, really. You have got to get a little bit more profit. But it's okay. I don't think it's a bad thing having one or two. Well done. So, yeah, so Chris was the only one. We all looked like it was... Well, it coughed and spluttered and did nothing, did it? And then Chris got in and sat through... It's about 12 points, isn't it? 12 points. Sat through 12 points beautifully. No real pullbacks. It was a slight one, but nothing major. And it worked a treat. Good on you, mate. I'm glad somebody got some benefit out of it, because it was a bit of an anticlimax, wasn't it? So 20 at the same time. Do you know, I've thought a lot about this, Thomas. I had this idea, like the Alpine guy, of taking $2,000 out when it gets to 2,600, but I'm not going to anymore, because it only leaves just $500 realistically, and that's just going to go nowhere. Psychologically, you'll know you've got a hard fight to get it back. So I don't want to spend the time to build up 20 accounts and do that. So what I'll probably do is, if I get it up to $2,600, I think I'll take just $500 out of each account. And then when I get it up to maybe 4,000, I'll take $1,000 out. And then what I'd love to do was to get it to 5,000 each account, and then whatever I make over the next month, whether it be 1,000 or up to 2,000, I'd like to withdraw that. But I think it's sensible to keep a cushion. It's definitely the sensible thing to do, is to have a cushion. Now, the trouble is, when we do get larger accounts, you're naturally thinking more money, and you naturally want, you want to increase your bigger payments. But I think the right way to do it, because it's taken me ages to get these, and loads of evaluations and all the accounts. It's a shame to lose them all because you've taken too much. So I'll definitely take something, but if I can get it over $2,600, I'm going to take $500 from each account, and then maybe when I get to 4,000, I might take 1,000, and then over 5,000. But it might take a while because there's not been a lot of setups lately. But I am liking the 1,500 tick chart on the ES at the moment. It makes perfect sense that when we had that spell of real volatility, maybe 18 months ago, Max suggested we went up to the 3,000 tick chart, and that improved things, slowed things down a bit. And now we're the complete opposite. It makes sense to reduce it. So I'm trying the 1,500 tick chart, but there were some really nice, solid setups on there yesterday. A little bit clearer than the ES, so I'm just going to I'll go through those now. We've got about 10 minutes to the news anyway. So this was a 1,500 tick chart yesterday. So let's just have a quick flick through it. So we had this channel, which I had it like that. And then we had 2 pushes down to a new low, and we came down and tested it 1, 2, 3 times. Now, whether you like that one or that one, I see Mac marking those a lot. which I don't think was a bad trade. It was a small risk, but then we pushed up and we had that really nice 2 legs down. There was a failure which triggered, and I like that trade. That pushed up. Excuse me. And then we went sideways for a bit, and there was something else. I can't remember what it was now. There was something else. Wish I'd stayed in my own queue short. Came down 60. Yeah, that's the trouble. You just never know, do you? Okay, that's what it was. We had those 2 really nice, clear legs down. Right to the tick. Leg and a leg, and a lovely bullish bar. You could have took that one, or you could have took that one. That was probably the better trade, the safer trade. But if you can see what's going on. So there's 2 trades straight away. There was a failure there. So we broke above here, we broke above there, and there was a failure there which worked. Push up, 2 legs down. You may have had some longs in there, but I don't think that was a bad trade. That clearly works. That was 3 trades. This one as well I thought was an absolute beauty. Strong leg down like that. 1 leg back, 2nd leg back. Really nice second entry long. You're going to have some longs in there. These second entries, I think, always work better when they've triggered a strong bull bar. And look at that, came down beautifully. You may have even got in that, but same again. Lovely second entry short, 2 attempts to go low, right to the EMA, and that worked beautifully. So that was, what, that's 4 trades. There was something else I liked here. Was it triple test, that one? Can't remember now. Or was it the lower high? It was a bit spiky around there, but then we pushed up. We just keep an eye on that news. We're okay at the moment. So we had that. Probably put it from there, actually. So we had that channel, and then we had a sort of a break of it. And we had multiple pushes up, but I think that wasn't a bad trade. In fact, I'll tell you what does look like a nice trade to me. See that bar there? There's going to be traders going long there from the failed breakout. It's a second entry long. I love the way it triggers, and I think a sell order below there, because you're going to trap some longs in there for sure, trading the failure, and that came down. A little bit of a pullback and then dropped like a stone. So there was quite a few trades around. It's breaking the picture up a little bit, and obviously this stuff, it's just a bit hit and miss, really, isn't it? But I do like this chart at the moment. It is giving that little bit more detail, and it's giving you a few more options. So it's good to have them both up so I can see the difference. And if I find there's more setups on the 1500 tick chart, I'm just going to trade that solely. So Ionis, Mac didn't like that. Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? Mac does some and sometimes he doesn't. So yeah, it's unusual, isn't it? See, Mac also only goes for a scalp, doesn't he? So I tend to go for a few more points, but yeah, sometimes he likes stuff. Sometimes he likes things that I wouldn't expect, and vice versa. Strange. Yeah, it is. Sometimes he really surprises me, but you know, we all have our slight differing opinions, don't we? So what did you say? Just had an orange order. Lucky I only traded 1 account. Yeah, I hate them bloody orders. I think I've read somewhere it's something to do with a simulated account, and it's down to NinjaTrader. So if you keep getting those, I'd reach out to NinjaTrader and just say what's happening and see if they come out with any kind of a solution. Okay, so the news is coming in 5 minutes. So we've made it an all-new high there again. So we've had quite a fair-sized drop, actually. Let's have a look. We've come down, what, 5, 10, 15, 20, almost 25 points. So, Chris, you did well out of that, mate. Good on you. So, yeah, I do wonder if you can work out where this news is likely to go. If it's positive news, you think it will go up and vice versa, but sometimes it almost fits with the picture. And And for some reason, I don't know why, some reason you'll get a quick push down and a massive push up. I don't understand why it does that. You either think it's either good news or bad news or no news. So let me just have a look at this. So let's call that one big channel down. We've had a break. 1, 2. Yeah, you may have been looking for a triple test here, but we didn't get one really. So there's the first attempt. There's the second attempt. If we'd have got a third attempt here, that would have been a nice trade there. But we are getting some movement today, which is a good sign. So if anybody doesn't know, I've got 2 evaluations here, which I'm just going to have a trade of the news. The one I'm going to trade on the 2000 tick chart. In fact, I'll trade them both on the 2000 tick chart. But same here. I'm going to do a 50 on the one above my head. And I don't understand how the market reacts. The second news drops. No, no, I don't really, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, if the news is positive, do people just sell? I suppose maybe they do. The thing is, unless you've got any type of formal training, you know, working for one of these big investment places, then you're not really going to understand how the general thing works. You know, a lot of us have picked things up, you know, learnt from Mac or YouTube or other traders. But it's almost like you've learned to read and write without going to school, isn't it? So, but just a quick scan at that daily. This is interesting. We had like a triple top, didn't we? And then we pushed up again, and that looks like it's kind of rejected. So whether we'll come down to this EMA or not, it's hard to say. So we've got 2 minutes. So what I'm going to do is just get my orders. So I'm going to right click there, click OCO. I put a buy order up there. Oh, great. And a sell order there, and they're both bloody orange. This is scary, this is. Let's see if it does the same. Order submitted. They're all bloody orange.
Order submitted.
This is what you don't want. Can't cancel them now. Right. This ain't going to flipping work, is it? I'm going to have to shut down Ninja Trader. This is bloody typical. I'm going to miss out on this now, but yeah. Come on, hurry up. I've got less than a minute. Come on, start Ninja Trader. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Come on. Come on, okay. Come on, what's going on here? What's going on? What's going on? What the hell is happening? What is going on here? What is going on here? God, what's going on? Okay, I'm just going to have to just do it and see what happens.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
They're both orange again. Oh, Christ.
Order submitted.
And that one's... Sorry.
Order filled.
Oh, shit.
Order cancelled.
Deselect. Select. What the hell's going on here? Ugh. I don't know what's going on here. Something's happened.
Order cancelled.
I've got no idea what's going on here. Something's froze. Oh, it typically would happen this.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
I've got no idea what's happening. Not a clue. Something's froze. Not a clue what's going on here. Okay, right, okay, I see. Yours are there as well. Let's cancel those.
Order cancelled.
Nothing really happened, did it? I'm in this 25k one now. Are we long? Are we short? I've got no idea. Is this going up? This looks like a bottoming pattern. Okay, so the news did nothing. Don't even know where my flipping stop is. I'm just gonna have to wing it. Flat from the apex wedge, so mine is frozen there. Oh my god. Okay, I'm in on this one anyway. I think, yeah. Mine did the same. I don't know what's going on. Is it because a lot of people are trading the news? I don't know. Let's cancel.
Order cancelled.
This isn't going to work anyway. It's gone the opposite direction.
Order cancelled. Order cancelled.
Orders popping up all over the place. You know, I have a feeling we're going to have a really strong downward movement.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Oh my god, what's going on here?
Order filled.
Oh, that one's knackered. How's the other one doing? Okay, I've got a 50k one above my head. Come on down, come on. You're halfway there. Yeah, I'm halfway there on the 50k one. Go down, come on. Come on. Fat, let's bring this one in. Far away there. I'm just going to let it run. It may come back, but I'm just going to let it tie. It's going to come back. Come on, drop. This was a bit of a disaster. Went up to nearly £2,000. I'll be surprised if this thing, it's triggered there, so that's a good sign. So, come on. Straight out the bottom and we're golden. I'm going to put that there. Come on. A few more ticks. Come on. Come on. Come on. Don't go orange. God. Go on. Down a little bit. A few more ticks.
Target
oh,
filled.
we're through. Okay, great. Well, the 50k one's passed anyway. Thank God for that. So let's just get rid of that a minute. So this one has passed, so that's okay. Huge gap on the 5 minutes. Really, this could absolutely tank today. This could be times 3. Oh, you got 3 of you. Oh, good on you, mates. Good on you. I don't know what happened there. Well, I don't know what's going on at the moment, but stuff just isn't working as it used to. There's errors and stuff. It's just weird, isn't it? I mean, that could potentially be a big trend down. So, I got them 16 already. Have you? Good on you, mate. So I'm up to 17 now. So let's put that there. We could get a good strong downtrend today. So I'm going to trade 57. Let me just get, excuse me. Let me just get the replicant to open. We may get a big strong move today. So exact quantity. So it's 57. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so 57. 57. Let's just check everything's working here. So if I sell that.
Order submitted.
It'll work in there, yeah. 50, where's 50? 56 I don't want.
Order cancelled.
56. No, 56 I'm going to trade on the one above my head. 2 contracts. So let's just check that works.
Order submitted.
Yeah, it does. And I think
Order
56
cancelled.
is a decent size one. It is a bit scary with these orange orders coming up. Apex. People will hardly get to. Yeah, that must be why. Now, something went wrong yesterday, but they did say they'd square everyone's accounts off. Now, looking at the daily, what is that telling you? That's telling me this thing could absolutely come down to this, so we could get a really strong down day today. So, let's just try and figure out how this thing's working. It's quite hard to map this at the moment. It's quite hard to yeah, it's going to be hard to work this. Trouble if it comes down that steep, you don't know at the bottom when you get in. This thing is going to tank, I think. It's, what is it? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. It's come down 45, 50 points already. It's a bit scary with those orange orders. Yeah, see, I've got no lag showing. It's just freezing. It's just froze up. Perhaps it's just so many people doing it. Be interesting what happens, what Apex do about it. Thing is, sometimes you want a nice trend, but sometimes when you get these strong trendy markets, half the time you don't really get an entry. I'm trading this one on the 2000 tick, sorry, the 1500 tick chart above my head just to see if anything looks any different. So,
Order submitted.
I'm just getting a sell order, just in case we get something on this 1500. We got one leg back here. I just don't know where this flipping channel is, to be honest with you. Oh, I don't like it. There is a second entry short there, but I'm not prepared to go short. I just don't like it. It's a bit congested. It may work, but it may come up. Depends how you look at this channel. Let me see if I can find a better way of putting this channel. If we haven't got a good channel, see, I just can't trade it. Maybe that's like that. We've got a bit of a break.
Order cancelled.
Okay, touch at the bottom, touch at the bottom, touch at the top. So if we can get up to here, it may look a little better. Yeah, it's just too dangerous. That it's clearly congested. It has come down a little bit, but this looks to me like it may take that out. We got this, so one leg, two legs. That might look a better option for a short. One leg up, second leg up. If we can get up to here, we'll have a touch, touch, and a touch. Come on, push up. Leg up, leg up. Come on, push. Leg and a leg. Possible second entry short off here. That would be nice. We're at support, yeah. See what happens here.
Order submitted.
Just in case.
Order submitted. Order filled.
It's too big, that is.
Order cancelled.
I'm in a trade on the 1500 tick chart.
Stop filled.
Just took me out.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Hold on a minute. Something's opened up again. What is going on here?
Order submitted.
Can't get out of this trade.
Order filled.
Oh, it's closed. I don't like what's going on here. It's closed and it opened up a long for some reason. I'm just not sure about this. Right, I'm shut down my accounts. I'm not trading them. I don't like what's going on here. I just don't like what's going on. Just be careful today, guys. Some reason I don't know whether it's because there's so many people trading today, but I got in that trade and it went against me. I'll show you what it was. I got in that trade as 2 legs back, and that bearish white trigger me stopped me out for some reason. So I was down about 300 or something like that. And then for some reason I opened a long order and took me long, which got me the money back all bar $65. So great that it happened, but I just don't know what's going on. Yeah, this is a bit dodgy. This is. Let's see if we can get a lower high on this. I'm just not trading this. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. See if we can get a lower high there. This is scary.
Order filled. Target filled.
Okay. It's alright. I took that lower high just for a. Well, what did I get out of it? 3/4 of a point. Is that it? It's alright. I took a lower high on the 1500 tick chart above my head. Don't know what happened there. Something's just not playing right here. Works fine for you. Sorry, Dean. Everyone has gone short today. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, mate, to be honest with you. 2 nice setups on this. Is there really? Interesting. Let me just have a look, see if I can get something that looks right here. So we got a couple of touches there, and we got a touch there, and a touch there, and it touches nice on the bottom. So maybe that's right. You got the same problem. Yeah, I think the safest bet today, if you've got a bunch of PAs, is maybe just trade one of them. But I'm not trading flipping 16 of them. It's just too risky. So I'm going to trade. So I've got 57 here and 56 here. Let me just check everything's working. So if I
order submitted.
There should just be 156.
Order cancelled. Order submitted.
57.
Order cancelled.
Yeah, I'm just trading to my accounts. It's just too risky trading them all. I don't like what's happening. Something doesn't seem to be working clearly, and the trouble is if you're trading loads of PAs and something goes wrong. Now, I'm guessing there are problems today, so what Apex will probably do is any affected counts, they'll reset them. They're pretty good there. They did yesterday. You never know. See that 250k account that buggered up, they may reset that, you never know, of mine. But I got them with one anyway, so that'll take me to 17 accounts. The trouble is when you have such a lot of people buying these evaluations, especially with the 250,000 one, you're thinking maybe some are going to trade the news. But it's just, something just doesn't work. So you've got to be so careful. Finally, some volume. Yeah, we're getting something anyway. So yeah, I'm just trading two accounts. I am one account on the 2000 tick chart and one account on the 1500 tick chart. So I wonder if we haven't actually got a new low there. I wonder if we're going to, maybe this is just a correction and down some more, maybe. It's quite hard to read that. So channel down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher, and then down maybe. Yeah, so just go careful today, guys, if you're trading lots of PAs. Something's playing around. I'd love to know what these orange bars were, whether they're down to NinjaTrader or Rhythmic. But I did read somewhere that it was something to do with a simulated account. But I don't know. Well, I have some TraderVet accounts too. I can use them in NinjaTrader. I'll see if it... Yeah. Let me just... I'm just going to open the Discord, see if I can find anything in the Discord that says anything, because I'm guessing a lot of people are going to be saying they've got problems. Now, last time they had problems like this, they extended, because a lot of people missed out on being able to use them, they extended, let me just move this down here, they extended the offer because people had problems, so they may do that. Let's just have a look. Oh yeah, what's wrong in NinjaTrader Rhythmic account? I lost my 50k and one new account. Should I buy reset it? Let's have a look. Click down the bottom. There's a bug, sent tickets to support. How long does support take? Yeah, there are a few people with problems. Yeah, there's a few people with some problems, so just be careful today. On Discord, buddy, I'll drag it in here. You see that? Yeah. Let's have a look. How long does it take the support to respond? Let's have a look. It's alright, they were up here a bit. Apex put something on here. What's wrong with Ninja Trader Rhythmic account? A couple of them are red. Yeah, a lot of people are saying they've submitted tickets. A lot of people say they submitted tickets. So just keep an eye on it today. Let's get rid of that now. Right, where's me? Okay. So are we moving up now? So we've had a bounce there. We've come back and had a couple of retests. So let's have a look. Yeah, I've had a problem with it. TDL got the same problem with it. There's a few here. Brandst, Orange, until Ninja Trader can put. Yeah, so is it the amount of volume that's coming through with orders? I don't really know. But yeah, I'm only trading 2 of my accounts. I'm not trusting it just at the moment. J feels like 2 legs at correction for the leg down. Yeah, maybe leg and a leg. So I mean that's, you gotta say that's allowed. I mean look, made all-time highs and then just dropped. So it depends on where it goes to. So let's just drop that there for a minute. Probably been down here, so yeah, there is a possibility. We've had this leg down, a couple of legs up. It's hard to say really. If we come down and start to work up again, then maybe not, but but yeah, I'm just trading my 2 accounts at the moment. You see this huge move and not take a single dollar from it. Yeah, it doesn't bother me so much. It used to bother the hell out of me, and I used to see these big moves and just jump in stupidly and randomly. And I've learnt the hard way that you just have to sit there. It is frustrating when you see these big moves and you can't get a single thing, but I guarantee you, as soon as you see this move and you decide to jump in for a short without a setup, 8 times out of 10, it'll knacker you. It just doesn't work. And the trouble is, I always found, as long as I was trading okay, I was fine. When I decided to take a stupid trade and I knew I shouldn't, and it went against me, that's when I used to go on tilt. So the only way this works is when you see what you believe to be a genuine setup, you take it and you commit. You can live with making mistakes. You can't live with knowingly jumping in and trading aggressively on tilt, or because you think something's happened. Those are the ones you struggle to deal with, and those are the ones that will send you off on tilt. And it's when you start, it's almost impossible. I found it. I had no control over my emotions. If I jumped in and took a random trade, guarantee that it'll trigger you and it'll stop you out. And you're thinking, how the hell can that happen? And as soon as I jump in, it goes against me. But it really doesn't work. And it will batter you emotionally as well. And the only reason now I'm able to walk away from a loss and I don't take or go on tilt is just pure time. I've done it and blown it and been pissed off enough until something in your mind just says it's just not worth it anymore. Now I treat my PA accounts with kid gloves now. There's no way I'd randomly want to trade them. But it does take time. But at times I felt like I have no control over the emotions and no control on my trading. It's like blind panic. Panic sets in. I used to get this burning feeling. My face used to feel flushed and I had no control. I knew what I was doing, but I couldn't control it. And it's horrible. Right, push up. Looks like it's going up. Is this thing going to flush down? I wouldn't be shocked. Push and push. I mean, it's played out. We got a new high, but I am wondering, are we going to now get a second move? And now the thing's starting to flicker, which tells me the volume coming in. It's so tempting to see those bars and just want to jump in. But it didn't work. Guarantee as soon as you get in, it comes as a pullback, stops you out, and then ends up going in the same direction. So I'm just going to get an order ready.
Order submitted.
In case we make 2 legs up. Same on that one.
Order submitted.
Because after that breaking a new high, I think there's a good chance we could maybe start to make another leg. FOMO, yeah, FOMO. You're missing out, yeah. And it's weird, you'll see it make that whole move, and the second you jump in, it just seems to know exactly when to turn against you. There is a kind of a lower high, but it's more it's more of a channel with a little break. So let's see if we can get a couple of legs or a second entry short here. Very tempted just to sell that, it really is. And it may well work. The trouble is, if it works, it reinforces bad behaviour, really. And the only way you're ever going to succeed at trading is just to wait for setups and take them. But it does take time until you can get to that stage where your brain's ruling your decisions rather than your sort of your heart or your gut or whatever it is. Whatever I'm trying to say. So maybe we'll get like a triple test here. It's hard to say. Unfortunately, as tempting as that is, trapping longs, it's congested. So it's not safe to take that. Probably going to work, but
Order filled.
okay.
Target filled.
What's going on here? I've just taken a trade and for some reason it's just come out of it. 2 ticks. Okay. It's probably not a terrible trade, actually.
Order cancelled.
This looks like a leg and a leg to me, so maybe retesting these. I actually don't think that was a bad trade. Leg and a leg. Trouble is, you probably expect a leg down, so it depends how many points you go for, but there's a couple of points from that one, I think. So, are we getting a second leg? Are we going to get this and then a break and then another leg and this is going to be a bigger channel? I think that's possible. Or are we just retesting this? So we've pushed up. We've tried to retest it once, tried to retest it again. Are we retesting or are we coming down? That's very bearish, and I think after those 2 legs, there's a good chance that could be a leg. Yeah, I think it was okay. Yeah, I took it on the 1500 tick chart. It wasn't quite as low on there. But I got my it's all right. I've got my ATM strategy sat at 2 ticks. What is going on? Oh, dear me. Okay, I took that trade there, and my ATM was sat at 2 ticks. I don't know what's going on here. The trouble is when you're messing around with different accounts, if they reverse the profit. If they reverse the profit. What do you mean, bud, if they reverse the profit? If something goes wrong, what they do, and they said this yesterday, if you've made a profit, you can keep it. If you've lost money, they'll revert it back. So I won't worry about it. I'm trading a 2000 tick chart here and a 1500 tick chart on the one above because the setups are few and far between here. So I'm just looking and monitoring the 1500 tick chart. There should be a little bit more. Well, there'll be 25% more candles. So I was looking at the CL, but about a year and a half ago, the volatility was really high and trading was getting a bit difficult. Did you watch Thomas Way's video yesterday? No. Why is he trading it as well, is he? I know he's looking at this CL 500 tick chart and I think that's it, isn't it? Or is he looking at the NASDAQ? I'm not sure. But no, yeah, the volume was really high. It was about 18 months ago, I think. And Max said you can move up to the 3000 tick chart, which would slow it down. He talks about timeframes per second. Yeah, he's been looking at the CL for a week or so, a week, 10 days maybe. But yeah, I mean, so when we went up to the 3000 tick chart, it slowed things down. So this is the complete opposite now. The 2000 tick chart is a lot slower, obviously with the exception of today. I mean, that is a massive amount of volume. It's almost like a day's worth of trading, isn't it, at the moment? But so if the volume is slower and the bars are moving slower and there's no setups, add an extra 25% more bars in there by reducing to the 1500 tick chart. And I'm just trying to see if there's more sort of moves there, maybe some setups. There was some really nice setups yesterday. They were there, but not as obvious as they were on the 1500 tick chart. So I'm just trading another chart. All I'm doing at the moment is trading one account on this and one account on the rest. I just don't like we keep getting those orange moves. Have you back tested that theory? I back tested the 1000 tick chart. I looked at that for months. Yes, mine blew. It went down by a few thousand. The 50,000 tick chart passed, but the other one blew because something froze up. But I mean, to answer your question, Blue Collar, price action works on any time frame, on any chart, exactly the same. We've heard Max say that a dozen times. So it's just finding that chart in the sweet spot, really. But you know, some people trade the Nasdaq 1500, some people trade the 2000, some people trade the 500 Nasdaq. But it just depends. But if you looked at Thomas Wade's video a few days ago, he looked through the different time frames to find what seems to have the most setups. So, but at the moment, because it is a little bit playing around at the moment, I've got two accounts which I'm trading, one on each. I generally follow doesn't mean that everything lines up. See, I don't know. I traded 1,000 tick chart for a long time, but then things seemed to get back to normal about last September, so I stopped. But let's have a look at this.
Order submitted.
Leg and a leg. Better break. I don't like the bar though.
Order submitted.
Yeah, it's why really I'm just watching it at the moment. I'm only trading it on just one account.
Order cancelled.
Oh, that's interesting.
Order submitted.
Yeah, I'm just trading on one account. So nothing terrible.
Order cancelled. Order cancelled.
Yeah, I normally trade on my PAs, but for some reason today, the movements, we keep getting those orange bars. Whether that's faded a bit now, I don't know, but I'm just not a fan of those orange bars. We're just not getting a lot of setups lately on the 2000 tick chart. Obviously, there's a lot more volume this morning. But yeah, I've looked at these smaller time frames before. More the 1,000 tick chart. That's interesting. Now that is interesting. Okay. Now, is there a second leg coming now? Hmm. Hmm. So, yeah, leg down, 2 attempts to go up. It's tough on this. See if we can get a lower high off this. Touch, touch, touch. It might do, it might not. Yeah, I'm not sure if that is right. Let's just remove it and see what happens. Let's just do a range there of some sort. Yeah, I think that's probably the safest bet at the moment. Okay, excuse me just for a quick minute. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. Are we getting the triple test here?
Order submitted.
2, 3.
Order cancelled.
Yeah, we do. Start to say at the moment, isn't it? I've just got this down as a range at the moment. So we've had this channel down and we've had a break. We made a new learn and a retest. We've made one attempt to move up. We've come back and this looks like a second attempt. So if this happens and it fails and pushes down, then I would say there's a good chance we make a second leg down. It's almost like a penguin style trade, isn't it? Leg down, and he would draw that like that. One attempt higher. And a second attempt higher before we fail again. So usually when we come up to here, once we push down strongly below that EMA, he would usually take a short trade there, put his stop above here, and then out before the bottom. So this will be interesting. So leg with a break. Well, depends how you look at that. It's hard to sort of map that channel really. Do I have a copy of the new PA contract? The new PA contract. No, you get it when you sign it. It may be on the website somewhere. It's bound to be, but no. What you do is when you go into, if you've never done one, when you go into signatures, you'll pay it initially, and when you pay it, it gives you the chance to select what account you want, and there is a big list of the rules there. But they'll be on the website somewhere for you to look at and download or print out or whatever whatever you want. Let me just see if we're getting these orders.
Order
these orders
submitted.
A little better now. Still a bit orange, but only for a second. They seem to be a little bit better.
Order cancelled. Order submitted. Order cancelled.
First time in profit of 600. Suddenly wrong order executed. Everything reversed. Reverse the profit. I'm guessing there was some problems today, so hopefully if anybody's stuck into any of these problems today, it'll get reversed tomorrow. So in other words, any losses will be I think what they do is if you've made profit, that's fine, but any losses, usually they zero off the profits, any losses. So if you've made any losses, usually they'll zero it, and if you've made any profit, you get to keep it. So if something's gone wrong and it's gone wrong in your favour, then they'll let you keep the profits. But I'm guessing it's happened to me. It's happened to a few people. I think it's a lot of people picking up these 250k accounts. Trouble is, if you pick up a 250k account today, you've got today to hit $16,000. You can only do that with a violent news move or something like this. You can't trade that properly. You can't make 16,000 in a day really without taking big risks. Now, if you were smart enough to get into there like Chris did, that worked an absolute treat. But the trouble is, you never quite know what it's going to do. With hindsight, sometimes even when you're looking at these setups, with hindsight, it's easy to see the setups because you can't see what you've done. To the 1st of June, not that I'm aware of. I don't believe it is, mate, and I will have a look now. on the website. I'm pretty sure it finishes today. Yeah, here we go. That's on Apex's website. 90% off evals and 1 day to pass, finishes in the 13 hours. I believe they go down to the 80%, but I've not heard that they've extended it. Or whether they've just extended the amount of time to pass it, I don't know. But that's all I sort of know at the moment. 13 hours, well, basically till midnight tonight Eastern time. So, yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah. Yeah, can't see anything. Right, okay, is this the drop now? I think it may be. Let's push through the EMA. So that is like a penguin style trade. Now, what I think he'll do is catch it here somewhere. It's not closed through comfortably through for me. But after 2 attempts to go higher, I think there's a good chance now we're going to either come down to these lows or start on the leg down. It's hard to say. In their Discord under promotion update, maybe they have. But on the website, it says it finishes in so-and-so. The 250 lifetimes. Oh, okay. Right, I got you. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, I got you. I got you. So it's just the 250k that's been extended. Okay, brilliant. You blew mine anyway. Yeah, you and me both, mate. I think Chris was the only one that had some success with it. We all sort of waited for the sort of big ejaculation, and it was just like a little spurt and nothing on that news. Yeah, we're all sat there, guns ready, and all of a sudden it just did nothing, and then slowly came down, and Chris happened to get in it and held it, and he ended up passing his. So good on him. I was within. Oh, you're kidding? Yeah, it is frustrating. We know it's a bit of a gamble anyway, don't we, on those? I was surprised I hit mine yesterday, to be honest with you. That was just pure aggressive. The thing looked like it was starting to pump. Sometimes, see, towards the end of those last few minutes at the end of the day, you can get a big rally. So it usually starts where the price starts to flicker and then pushes up as a pullback, and it's almost like the market on steroids. And if you can catch that move and you're a bit aggressive, I wouldn't trade them on a PA. I have done, but I certainly wouldn't do any more. So hoping to get it basically set the back. Yeah, I don't know. It's strange, isn't it? I would say this is coming down. This looks like 2 attempts to go higher, and it's failed, I think. But it's a penguin style trade. I don't take these. I just sort of watch them. Yeah, that's all I was going to do is just forget about it. You can't take any money out till there's 6,000, so I was going to trade it on 4 or 5 contracts. There's more than double what's on a 50, so probably 5 contracts I think is about right. 4 or 5 contracts. Or you could even trade it on a separate screen and maybe use a runner on one of them or something. Just for something a little bit different. But yeah, it's just a novelty thing, really. The fact that it's cheaper. I only got it because it's cheaper with a lifetime license. It's only $85, which is the same price as the normal monthly. Take me a month of Sundays to get up to $6,000 normally, ordinarily. What's going on here? I wonder if they'll extend the 90 on all of them from today because of the problems. There was definitely some issues. So usually when they have problems, especially when they're in an offer, sometimes they extend the offer. Yeah, this thing's coming down. So ordinarily, I would suggest that Penguin will quite likely drop a limit order somewhere here, and that's where he will get out. In fact, he may even go for 2 to 1 there and get out from the bottoms. In fact, is there a 2 to 1 there? Where is it? I think there is. Load 1 to 2. Sorry, let's apply that. Yeah, I think you want to be out before the low, so I think that's a 1 to 2 risk there. So I'll be surprised if that doesn't work. So he will wait for that to push through the main, taking it on a limit order somewhere around here. That's where his stop will be. Because after this big move down, really, we've had a break and a new low and a retest. We've had one serious attempt to push higher, which failed. And we've had a second attempt, which also failed. So personally, I think that price will hit there before it hits there. Let's say. I mean, if anything, it's likely a range as well. So after coming up here, you'd think now we're comfortably below that EMA. You'd think that will be the next spot down the bottom. Yeah, I've not done one of the 25s, I don't think, but I don't know about the thing is, with a 250,000 account, you've got to get it to, I think, 6,500 before you can withdraw. But you can only withdraw 3,000, which does leave 3,600 in there. Whereas with a 50k, you get to 2,600, you can withdraw 2,000 and only leave 600 in there. So, hey, Rodin, how you doing, buddy? So, yeah, I suppose on the one hand, even if you take some money, you're still, left with 3,600. But I think you've always got to have 3,600. So if you ever wanted to close the account, I'm not sure how it goes. Can you withdraw everything? I'm not sure. Not sure. Yeah, this is coming down. Fits in beautifully. So there may be 1 or 2 stops. There's a bit of congestion there, so we may get a little break here. It's hard to say. This thing's unstoppable. So the good thing about this Penguin trade, you could even put your stop at break even if it does have a pullback. It's probably only going to get to here. You'd still be safe there, I think. But you'd have had 34 ticks out there. 6 points profit. Well, you certainly have had 1 to 1 anyway, that's for certain. But you'll want to get out really before these lows, so I think that's perfectly fine to leave there. You can just withdraw everything when you need to make. Yeah, the thing is, if you look at the 250,000 account, it's got to be $6,500 before you can withdraw 3. So you've still got 3,500 of your money in there. Whereas with a 50 grand, you can withdraw the 2,000, only leave 500 in there technically, or 600. Can that break of the lows? Yeah. So, I mean, the one thing it does do is it forces you to leave a cushion in there. So that looks to me like it's likely to work. We may get a bit of a pullback before. So you can withdraw it all. So have you just got to, yeah, well, I suppose theoretically. But I think that's after their 3 months, isn't it? As long as you pass the 3 months, you can say I want it all, bar, I think, the 100. Drawdown stops at 100 above, doesn't it? So you'd probably get everything up until that. Yeah, after 3 months, yeah. Is it after 3 months, or have you got to make sure you have payments over 3 months? Was it 34, was it? Yeah, it was 34. Have you got to wait 3 months, or do you have to have 3 months worth of payments first? Not sure. Okay, so that looks like it's going to work. You need to make 3 months worth of payments, yeah. Okay. Even 500's class as a payment, isn't it? So after that, you can withdraw any amount. It's good to have that, isn't it? Come on, a few more ticks. Oh, it's bounced off it. And again, double bottom, don't turn now. That'll come down a bit more, that will. On the NQ, there's a little bull bar there which is triggered above it. Looks like it'll come down and stop that out. So one more tick below there, and that penguin trade would have worked a treat. I'm trying to be more aware of this. Yeah, that's worked beautifully. So that's how he'd see that. One big leg down with a break and a new low. One clear attempt to push higher. Second clear attempt to push higher. Fails. Pushes down strongly below the EMA. It's come down and tried 1, 2, 3 little triple bars there. So he'd get in there on a limit order and he'd want to be out before the lows. Now, if it's 1-to-1, great. If it's 2-to-1, which in this case, it clearly worked. You'd have got 34, so you'd have got 6 points out of that for a 3.5 point risk. So if you can spot them, they do really work well. I see him marking them all the time. Channel break, new low. One attempt, second attempt, and then down. So in that comfortably did it. Even if you'd have got a bit lower than that, that would have worked. But he always tries to get out before the lows, and it always works as well. Most of the time, I very rarely see him take any losses. Apex's market is brilliant, no doubt. These 250k will make it to payouts. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you've got to get that to $6,500 a year. They're not stupid, Apex, are they? I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not naive enough. I've been around a bit. I'm not naive enough to know that they're a business after making money. First and foremost, when you start a business, you provide a service and you make money from it. That's what business is all about. Obviously, you need a customer, you need a product, and you need to be able to make money, and they do. So, but I don't know what there is in the way of regulation with this, but there has a few prop firms gone bump lately, so I'm guessing at some point, if there isn't already any, that there is going to be some regulations coming in the not so distant future. It took me out with a $500 slippage. What did? I need 500 to pass the... Oh, really? 500? Mind you, on 27 contracts, 500 slippage isn't a great deal, really, is it? But so if you're on 27, if you're on 2.7 points, that will be 50 slippage. We need 500 to pass. It's always the way, isn't it? Sometimes it's usually the hardest to get, isn't it? The last little bit. I don't know how many times I've been $100 or $200 off the 3,000 mark and blown accounts. So I think there's a good chance we could have another leg down now. I'd like a break here, and it's to retest this, and then I would love to see another leg, and I think we'll get it as well. Leg down, 2 attempts higher, leg down. Maybe we won't get all the way down, but I'd certainly expect to get down to this level. So if we can get a bit of a break, a couple of legs up, that'd be nice, that would. That'd be very nice. Depends how lucky we are. So what I'm going to do is just open an order just in case.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
And see what happens. Frustratingly, it'll probably just do that and go down. But in all honesty, to get as big a move as that, we've got to open something up. We can't just keep going down in that width right the way down here. We had that one, then a little bit of sideways, then down again. But we never had any major pullbacks. In fact, we skipped the EMA. We didn't even touch it there. We got close until here. So trouble is, when it does go down like that, we tend to wait for them to come back to the EMA. I certainly do. And often they don't. In fact, things do seem to have settled a bit with these orders, so
order cancelled.
What I'm going to do now quickly
Order cancelled.
is just reopen my replicanto. So that is 57. Just check everything's working.
Order submitted.
Yeah.
Order cancelled. Order submitted.
One's gone orange again. Oh, I don't like this. No. Scrub that.
Order submitted.
Yeah, I just don't
Order
like the way they're
cancelled.
going orange. My one above's just gone orange. Yeah, I'm not trading my accounts today, just 2 of them. Too risky, too risky. OBS disconnected.
Connection
Good
lost.
on you, mate. Good on you. OBS reconnected. For some reason, OBS is disconnected. I don't know why.
Order cancelled.
Okay, now my rhythmics stopped. This has just popped up again. This is getting a bit scary, this is. Apex payout. It varies, mate. Sometimes it's quicker. I applied for my last one on the first day. Sam applied later than me. He got approved 3 years before me, so it varies, mate. It's hard to tell. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's slower. It depends how many, I suppose, they've got, really. So I'm putting that there at the moment. Maybe a bit lower, but we'll see. So we've got a little channel to break in a new high. Right, touch. We're retesting this by the looks of things. I've got it there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A bunch of touches there. So break new. I think get a lower high here. Tough one, isn't it? If you can get a lower high back here, then I'll be interested in that. Let's have a look at this. Tough one. Got to wait for the lower high because it could turn and push up. I'd like a bullish bar, then it to trigger and then come down. Yeah, so if you jumped in here anywhere thinking we're coming down, triggered you, stopped you out. Fact. No, it's all right. So I'd like to see this trigger and then come down. Let me just put that line there again. Let's see where it could come to if it was respecting this. There. Look at that. Does that mean anything? I put that line there and look what happened. Touched here. In fact, you could even tighten that up a midget. Micro. Channel break, new high. It may mean nothing, but you've got to pay attention to it. Touch, touch, touch. You've got to pay attention to it. So I certainly wouldn't be thinking about going along here anyway, regardless of whether it's going to go up or not. And that's what am I using? I'm using the 21. Mine is lower than your red hammer. Okay, let's just reset my historic. I haven't done that yet, bud. Excuse me. So I'm guessing it's not the EMA. I'm guessing it's probably the bar. Is that any better? OBS disconnected and then reconnected again. This is what happened yesterday. OBS just disconnected me for some reason. I don't quite know why. That should be better, bud.
Connection
it's probably
lost.
What the hell's that? This is flipping scary. In fact, I have a feeling they'll reset my evaluation because something went wrong. That 250k weird stuff. Rhythmic is crazy today too, yeah. The good news is, if you traded an account through that period of time, chances are they'll reset it. So, if you've made money, then great, you'll keep it. If you've lost money, my guess is they'll reset it tomorrow. Oh, now my Rhythmic's gone. There is a 250k past. Not for me, there isn't. Rhythmic's gone again. What is going on here? Oh, I'm going to have to stop, I think. I'd rather my account's closed, shut. Let's have a look. Yeah, see that one down there, the 250, that failed. The 50's passed. That one I did yesterday, that's passed. I just don't like what Rhythmic's doing at the moment. Rhythmic's keeps closing down. I keep getting these weird pop-ups. It is a bit scary. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of problems today. I've had some of you guys have had some, so that account, triggered or not, I didn't see it trigger. Something just didn't work, so I'm guessing they will they have extended that. I'm guessing they'll probably reset that 250 account of mine. I'm not bothered whether they do or not, to be honest with you. It was, I knew the risk, it was a gimmick, but everything seemed to freeze up. So they did say don't send a ticket and everything, so I'm guessing during that period of time, any accounts which were blown or that lost money, I'm guessing they'll just probably reset. So I'm not trading anymore today. It's just too risky. There'd have been a time where I couldn't have given a crap. Seemed to be that addicted to it, but I just don't like what's going on at the moment. I'm getting weird pop-ups. I'd rather my accounts not anywhere near here, so I'm going to set that to 1 contract 8 ticks just in case something weird happens. And I'm going to finish early today. 1 contract 8 ticks. I don't like what's going on. I keep getting this weird pop-up. Rhythmic keeps closing down. OBS keeps saying disconnected and reconnected. So I think it's a bit dangerous. So if you've got a count or so, then I maybe mega concerned, but I just don't like the fact that I've got 16 sat there, and I've heard stories about them connecting, getting into trades by themselves. It scares me. for the most of the time, Rhythmic's okay. We don't have any major problems. But so I'm going to knock on the head there, folks. So if you are trading multiple accounts, just be careful today. If something does go wrong, I wouldn't stress too much. I'm pretty sure Apex are going to get some messages today, and I'm guessing they'll reset some of these accounts. So if you've lost an account during that news, which I'm not bothered whether I do or not, to be honest with you. I was gambling with it anyway. It's not that I'm mad happy about getting those. So just go careful today. And that's it for me, folks. I'm not prepared to sit through this when things are going wrong. I'd rather go and have a nice glass of single malt, or I might pop the gym or something. So look, have a good day. I hope you get something. I hope things calm down a bit. I hope you're not in too much trouble. But if you have lost an account or something's wrong, I'm guessing Apex will reset that. We'll probably hear in due course throughout the day sometime. So have a good day. Go careful. Have a great evening. Stay safe. And I'll be back tomorrow, Friday. You're welcome, mate. I'll be back Friday, and hopefully things should cool down a little bit tomorrow. So that's it for me. And I'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now.